Hey y'all. Hey challengers. It's your girl Rack Famous Star. I am back. Hopefully you saw my recap, I'm gonna start calling them chit chats or chats, I don't know, from last week. And if you haven't, go back and watch it. I thought it was pretty good. If you haven't watched the episode, watch it and then watch my recap. And then if you haven't watched the episode for this week, you don't even need to, because I will give you the lowdown. And yeah, comment, like, subscribe to my channel. I also chit chat about Big Brother season 24. So here I am. I'm recapping episode 2. Now we just came off from Down to Do the Math, and that's where Tyson and Angela won. And Azah and Kyland, they had gotten in last place. And so they were up against Selly and Giovanni, which Tyson and Angela put in. And that was the not so fast one, which I would hate. I would hate that challenge. That going back and forth and going up, down, and the rope. And oh my God, you feel like you're doing so much, but then you look and nothing is done. So I don't know. So that was that. Now they had the algorithm that, I feel like this algorithm is a little messy. It's a little messy because not all of the pairs are important, and I'll go through all of the pairs when I talk about the challenge. But the messiest pair, I said they need to do this now within the second or third one and match them up randomly. Otherwise, it may not happen. And Kira and Kasha were already partnered together the first round, so the only other maybe awkward, good for TV drama pair would be Cachet and Cinco. Now, before I keep going, Cinco is so fine. Like, man, I'm like, Cash, I wouldn't have messed that up. I don't think she messed it up. I don't know if he messed it up either, but oh, he's so cute. Every time I follow him on the Insta, and every time I see him, I'm like, call me. But that'll never happen, so whatever. Here I am. So, of course, Cash and Cinco got paired up together, and I was like, this is for TV. Everyone else, I feel like it's not really that random. Like, they kind of mix them up, but they pick who they want to see together for the most drama. Who, like, I don't know. I feel like that's how they pick, and Cash and Cinco was going to give you a little bit of a little tenseness. They were not thrilled to be working together, which, to be honest, I would not be thrilled to be working with my ex either. I would have been like, you can choke, and I'm not going to finish that statement, but I don't want to work with you. And if I didn't give a damn about working, if I didn't give a damn about being in the challenge anymore, which I would give a damn, because that would be like so fun. I'd be scared out of my mind every challenge, but I'd want to screw him over. I think screwing him over would be it'd be so satisfactory than winning the money. So if you're one of my exes, do not end up with me in a challenge that depends on me, because I'm gonna look at you and be like, fuck you. Anyways, that's just me being petty, but whatever. So they were talking about how they can't play on tight show lines because a lot of people are mixed up for this one. There's not that many people that aren't. Like, there's a couple people that are like Big Brother, but for the most part, there's like one Love Island, one Big Brother, one Survivor, one, like, it's like that. So everyone's mixed up. Apparently Cash and Cinco can't communicate, and that's the reason why they broke up. Now, I didn't know this, maybe because it just doesn't seem like a pair that, I don't know, maybe because not that age matters, but apparently Cinco and Tiffany, I think Tiffany's beautiful. I think Cinco is beautiful. I think both of them together, I'm not mad at it. But I wasn't prepared. Neither of them are going to be watching this, but I was not prepared for Tiffany and Cinco, only because I want to say they're probably close to 15 years apart age-wise. Age is just a number, but I just did not think, I didn't think that was going to be a thing. I don't know. I'm just going to say that. Apparently it's more than that, and apparently a lot of people know that it's more than that, and I feel like that's the reason some of the things in the later half of the episode happens. And apparently they swapped DNA. Now, that could mean many things. What was that on my lip? Okay. That could mean just kissing. That could mean more than kissing. And Shan's got the in, which I'm surprised. But then again, people know how to talk to Shan, and Shan talks to people. So she gets I think she just gets a lot of information from people. That's what I'm getting. And she just knows things. So, I don't know. But anyways, so they go to the challenge, and it's called Yeah Boy. It's like buoy, but boy. I don't know. I thought it was funny, and TJ said it all funny. But basically, so they have to run into the water, they have to rush into the water, climb up this rope, which I already would have been like, I gotta climb up the rope? I have no upper body strength. So I would have been like, look, you got 1, maybe 2 times of me climbing this rope. So climb up this rope, and then they have to jump from a platform. It didn't look far. It was probably like 3 or 4 feet. They have to jump from a platform onto this spinning, like big, it had like tires and letters and like a few parts that you could hang on to, but it was spinning. And so you had to jump onto it, you can only collect 5 letters at a time. Then you have to fall off, swim to shore with your letters. Then there was a board that you had to put your words up. Now, I thought at first they just had to spell these words out. Apparently that's not the case. They had to make like a crossword, and they had to touch. And they had to keep going until they got to 20 minutes. So you go run in, crawl up, jump, collect your 5, fall down, put them on the board, see if you can make a word, go back in the water, do it again. You and your partner were going back and forth. Except it looked like at least each person had to go once. And then after that, like one partner can go more and more times, which I found out with Tyson and Justine. But the first round is Angela, Leo, Sarah, and Angela and Leo are partners, and then Sarah and Kylan. So Angela and Leo get 4 words, Sarah and Kylan get 5. And I liked how you could see, at least I wrote down how many words each partner pair got. So by the time I got to the end, I was able to tell like right away, like boop, they won, boop, they lost. And some other challenges, they don't do that. So some other challenges, they show you like some people's, but then they stop telling you how many words everyone else got. Like you can kind of see if you glance at the board, but you, for the most part, you don't really see. So they showed everybody's each and every time. Round 2 was Ozza and Xavier, and they got 3 words, and they were against James and Kayla. Now, James, when he climbed up the first time, jumped on the thing, got his 5, went down. And then Kayla went, jumped, missed it, fell down, right? James did not have enough to make a word the first time he went. So he went back in and went up. And I think he got all the way up. He got all the way up, jumped, missed it, fell. And I think the way he fell in hurt his back, and he was like in a lot of pain. And I was like, ooh, are the rescue people gonna have to come out there? No, they didn't. He just was in the water for the rest of him and Kayla the rest of the time. He was like, I can't go back up my back. And I felt bad for him. Like, I could not imagine. Like, you're like, I don't want to lay here and die. But like, Kayla was also probably like, shoot, I have 0 energy to crawl up there. So they ended up getting 0 words. And basically everyone else after that was like, great, we just need to get 1 and we're not last. We're not automatically in. And that's what basically everyone else did. Round 3, I mean, most people got more than 1, but they were just trying to get at least 1. So round 3 was Dom and Shan. They got 2 words. Enzo and Alyssa got 4 words. Shan and Ben got 5. Cashel and Tiffany got 6 words. Round 5 was Derek and Tasha. They got 3. Cinco and Cash, they got 4, which was interesting because Cash was scared, right? I would have been scared too. I would have been scared to jump onto it and to fall down. The swimming wouldn't have bothered me. But the jumping and the falling, I have a fear of falling, not a fear of heights, fear of falling. And yeah, that would not have been joyful for me, but I think I would have done it just because I wouldn't have wanted to let my partner down. And that's what Cash ends up doing. Like, she just is like, you know what, I gotta do this. And they end up getting 4 words. I think I just said that. And then David and Kira, still not a fan of David. There was like no they I don't know. I'm not a fan of David. He didn't get a DR, not a DR, a professional, nothing. He's a insignificant person on the show. So, let me keep going. Then we have Justine and Tyson. Now, I think they each go, and each of them go. Justine and Tyson both go. Tyson goes first, gets his 5. Justine takes a little bit, and then she finally goes, gets hers. And then after that, Tyson, I think she might have gone a second time. I'm not sure if she went a second time, but I do know that Tyson probably went like 8 times. That was more than any other guy. And he is probably one of the oldest, not the oldest, but one of the older males there. But he also is in incredible shape. He probably still works out and runs and does all this stuff. And because he is able to like train pretty much. And like that's his job, because he is like Survivor is his job, which I don't think he would go back again. But I think he's just made a career out of it. And he did win the $1 million. I mean, if you win $1 million, you probably pay off your house, pay off both your cars, and like, what else we gotta pay? Pay off your student loans, and now all the money we're making goes towards us, and I can... Anyways, I am off on a tangent, but he doesn't have to do much to stay... I am getting off task. I like completely forgot what I was talking about. Anyways, Justine and Tyson with the machine that Tyson is, and Justine seems pretty smart. They get 9 words, and I was like, I was like, that's the most out of anybody. I don't even think anybody got 7. And then last is Desi and Danny, and they weren't up against anybody because it is an odd number, and they got 6 words, which is really good. So James and Kayla talk with Justine and Tyson because Justine and Tyson won. I might have forgotten to say that, and they are basically like, well, there's not many options because I bet that you guys are going to want to protect the Big Brother players, or not the Big Brother players, the Survivor players and the Love Island players. And they're like, yeah. And so he was like, well, the pair-ups that have more BB players on them, or at least one Big Brother player, are, who are they talking about? Azza and Xavier, and then Alyssa and Enzo. They're both 2 BB teams. And then they were like, but if you are thinking about like someone that holds them all together, we have Tiffany and Cashel. Even though Cashel is a Love Island person, so they were like, well, Tiffany is the one that holds, that holds all them together, and I don't know if that's gonna weigh in your decision. And at first Justine's like, I'm just gonna have to talk to Tyson, but we're like open to anyone, like no one's off the table. And so this happened, I'm just saying it in order, but apparently Desi and Cash, they see Cinco carry Tiffany to bed, which I still was like, it's interesting, but I mean, attraction's attraction. So what I got from this was that Cash is intimidated by Tiffany. And I love Cash. I follow her on Instagram. She's not going to see this either, but I don't know. I think she's intimidated by Tiffany because she's flirting with her man. I'd be the same way. I'd be like, this girl, I'd be trying to come up with anything, grasping at straws, but I know I would look desperate, so I don't know if I would call her out on anything. But she's like talking about it with Kira, and I think that just like lights the fire but then Kira and Cashel are also, they're broken up. They're like not a thing. But Cache and Cinco are recent breakups. So I don't know. So Alyssa talks to Xavier a little bit later on, and she's like, shoot, I feel like it's gonna be me. And once she said that, I was like, okay, it's not gonna be you. But she was like, I feel like it's gonna be me because we're one of the two Big Brother teams and neither of the winners are part of Big Brother. But she talks to Xavier and was like, see, basically he says like, let me see what I can do. And she probably used the fact that he screwed her over on Big Brother, which I don't know when this film, but must have been fairly recent. That since he screwed her over, that I don't know, that maybe he owes her. So, and he was like, well, about keeping her out of the elimination. And I didn't know that Xavier and Tyson have a strong relationship. I'm assuming it's because of like when you win a CBS show, you're like in this inner circle, you know, like there's only 60 something people that have won Big Brother or Survivor. And if you think about it, some of those people are still in the rotations of talking about stuff. I don't know. I think there's some sort of circle, and maybe that's how Xavier got in cool with Tyson, but I don't know. So the arena game is called Knowledge is Powered, which I was like, that's cute. So there's 4 stationary bikes, and let me explain it. So there's 4 stationary bikes, and there's 2 teams. And so they're biking and they have to light up. Every 2 lights, a pattern will pop up. And they have to get off the bike, match the pattern, check. Okay, run back, bike some more. They have to do that 3 times. There's 3 different stages. And then the pair that gets all 3 stages done wins. So we already know James and Kayla are in because they got 0 words. Justine and Tyson end up voting in Tiffany and Cashel, which I was like, dang, like, I don't know. I was like, that kind of sucks, but it is what it is. So they go in, and from the jump, I was like, Tiffany is not gonna put any extra effort. She wasn't a big strength threat on Big Brother, so I was like, I don't know. And I think she's just one of those people that are like naturally small. So she looked like she was not even pedaling that hard. And she very well could have been. Kayla had to take off her jacket. Tiffany kept her beanie and her jacket on. So I was like, girl, maybe I think she thought if I pedal at a consistent pace, that's better than pedaling real hard and then flatlining at the end. I don't know actually what she was thinking, because I'm like, girl, you need to pedal a lot harder than you are. Maybe she didn't think Kayla was pedaling that hard. Like, as soon as I would have heard them get theirs, I would have been like, like gassing myself damn near out. Like, at least for the first one. But I don't know. So they both seem pretty neck and neck for the first 2, but then, or at least the first one. And then in the end, I didn't want it to be this way, but James and Kayla won. So Cashel and Tiffany end up going home. And that kind of sucks. But I don't know. I really like Tiffany. I didn't really like Cashel, but I like Tiffany. So that kind of sucks. So I guess we'll see what next week brings. I don't think Tiffany necessarily was the glue. Maybe she is. I mean, she's a very, very good player. She was the glue to hold her alliance together. And she's really good at, like, when people start to get off the rails about being like, look, we have to stay together. You know, people are like, you're right, we do. So I guess I'm excited to see how this turns out. I'm hoping that it's not some bottom feeder that wins, but you never know. If they prove themselves, then cool. I'm hoping Tyson wins. But I also think Tyson needs to slow down a little bit and not win everything, because people don't like that. And the second you lose, that's when they throw you in. I think Tyson could have gone without winning this one. I don't know. So, but who would have won? Who did anyone have 7? Cashel and Tiffany and Danny and Desi both had 6. Yeah, I guess they would have been the next up. But I don't know. I just don't think he needs to win every week. But he also might get stuck with a partner that isn't that great. But I feel like a lot of the girls, he might get stuck with Alyssa. I feel like Alyssa isn't that strong. I don't know. I love Tasha. Tasha's definitely one of my favorites. But I will leave it with that. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode. I am tuning in every week. And I'm sorry these videos take so long to get up. I don't know why my phone takes forever to upload them. But I'm trying, you guys. And don't forget to comment, like, subscribe. And I will see you next week. Bye.